Hello, Major Dr. Praba. How are you doing?
Hi, yes, sir. Fine. Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very
Uh,
much, yes, sir.
Today we have a lot of audience from all over, from YouTube, from Facebook, from LinkedIn. They're all here, eager to hear you about resilience. You know, coming from your background in the military and in corporate and all for I think, a really long time. It'll be good to hear about the word resilience. Okay, you have lived through it. I think you shared some story earlier with me about how certain things happen in the military side and how you all bounce back. And so it'll be great to hear some of the stories today, right?
Sure,
So
sure, sure.
so, Major, for the benefit of the audience, could you just share a little bit about yourself, so that, all of us get to know you better? And for all the audience, Major Dr. Praba is here. So just say hello, drop by and say a short hello or whatever. And, let him know that you are here. Do a shout out. And also, if you have questions, don't forget to just post them up early so that we can read out your questions to him later. All right. So, Major Dr. Prabha, could you just help to share with the audience on your background a little bit?
Sure, sure, yes, sir. And hello, friends. I was born in a rubber estate in a small town called Padang Rengas in Perak, Malaysia. Being a laborer's son, minimalism and adversity and all is a norm, but we really had joy. Now, I was privileged to have parents who were extremely committed. Perhaps they are aware of all the adversity coming, so they gave us the best possible education. No, and in 80s, going to university, any university is a big deal. And I had the privilege of going to USM. Vyasa, you better agree that's one of the best university,
Oh, yes, yes.
right? So I studied education and chemistry. Right after graduation, I had the privilege of joining the armed forces. I was education officer specialized in instructional system design. And my base was in Royal Malaysian Naval Base in Lumut, Perak. And after finishing my military service, I'm what we call as the short service commission. So after 10 years of military service, within the naval base, I joined a shipbuilding project. It was a 6 billion new generation petrol vessel project involving 20 different countries. I'll share later about the adversity and the challenges,
Oh,
but I was the head of a Marine Technology Academy, and we failed the project at the phase one, and later it became one of the super successful. So after about 25 years, Vyasa, in the training world, in project management and leadership, I decided to find an opportunity to share my experience and establish this company called SMC Trainers Malaysia. We are currently focusing on conducting Train the Trainer program to develop professional facilitators and also coaching. So that is briefly where I'm coming from, yes, sir.
okay. So, of course, we get to hear a lot of stories in your journey, right? After this. So, so Major Prabha here is here today to share about the word resilience. He has actually done a lot of research in this topic. In fact, he has even done some courses and online we should be sharing later. A lot of companies, people, and governments even are facing a very tough time. Nobody could have imagined what is happening right now. Nobody even talked about this earlier. The scale of what things are happening, the scale of how things are stopping, the scale of how companies are not doing anything right now, or even like what I mean is not moving. So a lot of people are suffering from setback. So he
Sure.
shared an interesting topic called resilience, and of course, we'll all like to hear a little bit more about what resilience is all about. All right, over to you, Major Prabha.
Sure. Thanks again, Vyasa. Resilience is our ability to adapt and respond well for adversity. While today COVID is spoke every day. It's the most challenging enemy. No advanced military, all the nuclear missiles can't do anything to this virus. However, adversity is not new. Many of us know in Spanish flu, for example, it affected 500 million people. Some statistics says 38 million people died.
Wow.
That it was in 1912. Considering the world population then, it was a mega disaster. Yet, we came up. So adversity is the ability of human to adapt to these challenges and come up out of it. So I'll be sharing some of the experts' suggestions how to come about, because COVID is one, it's not going to be the end.
Right, right.
So that is what adversity, our ability to adapt from the, or rather resilience, Vyasa, our ability to adapt and face the adversity.
Right. Got it.
Thank you.
Okay. So you mentioned that there are four different factors to share, right, on how people can be resilient, right, during these tough times. Uh, we need that right now. Okay. So you mentioned that, there are four key points, and would you like to share a little bit more about those points?
Sure. Before that, perhaps I can share with you, Vyasa and friends, why, as a military officer and later a corporate leader, I was particularly interested on this subject. Perhaps some of you may have heard the topic post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, right?
Yes. Yes.
This subject got a lot of attention when many serving military officers and personnel from Afghanistan, Iraq, post-Vietnam War, came with a lot of challenges. However, one of my favorite psychologists, Dr. Martin Seligman, who is known as the father of positive psychology, he did a very interesting study and found many people after the crisis, war, seeing people dying right in front of them, and after some time, they became stronger. So the concept called post-traumatic growth was introduced.
PTG.
PTG. So 10 years ago, Dr. Seligman was actually invited to Pentagon. The American generals throw him a question. Dr. Seligman, you've been writing about it.
Right.
What can you do to our soldiers? And Dr. Seligman came out with a project to train 1 million, actually 1.1 million American soldiers in the process of post-traumatic growth.
Okay.
And many success has been recorded, and the world view of adversity have changed. Okay. So how we are going to do that is something that I like to share from here.
We are looking forward to this.
Right. Let me just emphasize again, Vyasa, whenever we talk about Praba, for example, or Vyasa, my body, I'm 6 feet and 85 kilogram. That is my physical body. But Praba is not just the body. We look at human being in 4 different dimensions.
Okay.
Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. All the 4 dimensions is critical for us to acquire the required energy to overcome the adversity.
Right.
But later we can explore, are we really balancing these 4 dimensions?
Major,
Hello?
are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, we got you again. Yep.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So that is the four things that I want to explore based on the studies by Martin Seligman, Professor Martin Seligman, and also Dr. Jim and Tony Schwartz from
Right.
the Human Performance Institute of America. So
Right.
I got excited to study about this, and this is a great opportunity to share some of these findings.
Okay. Looking forward to hear all those points.
Right. Okay. Like what you asked, yeah. What are the four dimensions? Let us just look at physical. I've been teaching for 30 years in 14 different countries. So one of the first simple question I ask people is, hey, how many of you know physical fitness is good for health? Friends,
Mm-hmm.
almost everyone will raise your hand, right? Guess what is the next question?
How many of you are actually doing it?
Right. No. So the common question or the common reason will be, Prabha, I have family commitment. I have work commitment. I have assignment to finish if you're a student. I'm a housewife with taking care of my children, my husband, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
My next question to them is, if you are too busy driving, are you going to say you have no time for fuel?
Mm. Yeah, that's a good
No.
point.
Yeah, this is actually from Dr. Stephen Covey, Vyasa, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yes.
I was privileged to be one of the licensed facilitator in my
Right.
previous job.
Okay.
And I had the joy of actually attending one of Dr. Covey's class when he came to Malaysia just before he passed away in 2012. No? So the essence of it is, we all know the only tool or vehicle we as a human being have is the body. So if we are so busy that we cannot take care of our body, um, it's something like what some of my friends said, kurang pandai lah, if you don't want to use the word bodoh,
Okay. Okay.
it's not right thing to do.
Right.
So I was a victim. While I was about 15 years ago, I was doing my PhD. I was managing my job. At the same time, I was starting to do a bit of freelance teaching. And without me realizing, I ignore my fitness.
Right.
Because of my height and all that, people cannot really see it. But in the military, we used to do what we call as regular medical checkups. It's like preventive maintenance.
Right.
So every 6 months or so, we got to go for our checkup. So one of my friend who is a medical doctor, I invited him for tea at home, and my mother made my favorite laddu, the Indian sweet.
Yes.
So I was about to get my second laddu. This doctor friend of mine reminded me, say, Prabha, do you remember your glucose level? At that moment, my father got so mad. He looked at my graduation photo with military uniform and he said, in front of all my friends, நீ ஒரு முட்டாள். For the benefit
Okay.
of the rest of the friends, நீ ஒரு முட்டாள் in Tamil means you are an idiot.
Okay.
And he told me, you are educated, you are a military officer. If you don't even know how to take care of your own body, how are you going to take care of your family? And how are you going to be an example as a good military officer? I thought, that was a major wake-up call. And my father passed away 2 years ago at 92 years old. He was super
Wow.
fit.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
So that is the whole idea, Vyasa. Taking care. Fitness is common sense. But unfortunately, common sense is not really common.
I know you're going to
No,
say that.
no, no, no. I think last Friday I really enjoyed listening to Dato Jake Abdullah.
Right. Right. Oh,
you know.
he's really
Uh,
fit. He's really fit.
exactly. While
Yeah.
I was not really paying attention all the business philosophy, etc., when he mentioned he spent 1 hour in the gym, I got a wow. So if an MD like Dato Jake have time for fitness, what excuse you and I have, Yasa?
Yeah. Correct.
No,
Correct.
no,
Exactly.
no. Another example, if I may share, a couple of months ago, I had a privilege of meeting Sharul Nizam, the
Right.
CEO of Touch and Go.
Yes.
No, no, he was amazing. His thought process was fantastic. So immediately I went to his LinkedIn. You know, besides being the graduate from Australian National University and being in the Harvard Club, etc., what I attracted most was when he mentioned he is an avid swimmer, cyclist, and athletics. Being a CEO of that major organization and being an avid sportsman, it inspires me.
Right.
Even Satya Nadella, in his interview, mentioned uh, fitness is his daily activity. So
Right.
I think enough said. The whole idea is what are we going to do about it?
Yes.
And if any of us find we don't have time, I think I shall repeat what Dr. Stephen Covey say. Don't be so busy driving that you don't have time for fuel.
Right. Right. Yeah. Very aptly said.
Right, yes, sir.
Okay, so let's just stop a few minutes to just say
Mm-hmm.
hello to everybody. I think a lot of people have written in to say hi to you. Let me just read them out.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
just from LinkedIn, we have Siti Zulaika who say
Hi,
hello,
hi,
Sumati,
City. Hi,
and then
City.
Sumati is here,
Hi.
Murugesan.
Hello, Sumati. Hi, Muru, my coaching team.
Oh, okay, and then
Uh,
Cheryl Vita is here also,
hi,
uh,
hello, Cheryl.
and then Sogi Raj,
Hello.
Jamuna,
Hi, hello, Jamuna.
and Tracy Leong is here.
Hi,
Uh,
hello, Tracy.
Mohammad Hafiz, GD Naidu,
Hi, GD. One.
and Munishwaran is here. So these are all from LinkedIn. They have just dropped in to say hello. And then
Hi,
from
hi.
Facebook and YouTube, we have okay. So we have Jamuna, and then we have Thomas Xavier, Tosyupat. Okay, and
Hi,
then
hello, Thomas. Hello, Mr. To.
okay, and then we have Eric Teo here,
Hi,
Moihan.
Rick. Wow, Mohan, my good friend.
Yeah, he said two of my favorite friends, Vyasa and Prabha. Okay, hello
Oh,
Muihan.
thanks. Hi, Mohan.
Okay, have a great session, he said. And then Roberto is here.
Wow, Roberto.
Roberto is here. Okay, hi Roberto. And then Prono Das. Okay,
Yeah,
and then
Pranab, yeah, from
Pronab
Bangladesh.
from
Yeah,
Bangladesh. Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
but he's here now. Yeah.
Okay, uh, Angostika. Okay, and then
Mm-hmm.
Sri
Hello,
Donna
Angus.
Devi, from Facebook. And okay, so just feel free to drop by anytime and say hello. We'll say hello to you back. Thank you for saying hello. Okay, so Major, let's continue. You were sharing about physical, right?
Right, right.
Physical aspect. So what are the other aspects that one should know?
Sure. Before I go to the second part, Vyasa,
Yeah,
let me emphasize that whenever we talk about physical, the expert's view is it's not only benefiting you physically.
yeah,
For example, not only burning calorie and losing weight, but
right.
the psychological dimension of it is amazing.
Mhm.
No, your body is a chemical factory. When you are paying attention to your fitness, the body will start releasing amazing chemicals like
Right.
endorphin, for example.
Yes,
So it
yes,
gives you a real good effect and capability to overcome stress, improve your self-esteem, self-confidence, etc. So
right.
we have to I can't emphasize more. Take this as a serious event, and you need to create a system.
Right.
Meaning, if you are scheduling your board meeting, if you're a student, if you're scheduling your Viva for your master's or PhD,
Right.
you need to schedule your exercise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if it's important, it will be reflected in your schedule.
Right.
So once that is done, let's move on to the second dimension, which is our mental.
Right.
For example, if you want to be, I was a varsity badminton player, an athlete. So fitness is something very, very important. But I mean, varsity player is relatively low level compared to the competitive athletes. Yeah. For example, Ronaldo or Lionel Messi or Mohamed Salah or our
Yes.
own Nicole David and all our champions. Imagine if they want to become competitive world champions.
Right.
They won't be just eating what they like. They
Yes.
will have a dietitian, nutritionist advising them.
Right.
So comparing that with mental fitness, Vyasa, if you want to have the mental capability to face the adversity, and we don't even know the complexity of it in terms of your personal challenges, economic challenges, health challenges, family challenges, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
So Jagdish Parikh, one of my favorite trainer, used the word intellectual diet.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if you want to become a good sportsman, you cannot be eating kropo leko and papadam, right?
Yes. Yes.
That
Yes.
could be a small side dish,
Right.
but
Right.
you need to have a balanced diet. So if you want to have the mental capacity to create value add to your organization, come up with creative solution for a problem that nobody faced before, we need to feed our mind with nutritious intellectual diet, meaning what are we reading, who are we interacting with, what is the quality of the information,
Right.
is it reliable or is it mere gossip.
Right.
Besides the quality of the information, what one thing that experts is suggesting is pay attention to our ability to remain silent, or don't become the victim of distraction. Many of us, yeah, when from the day morning we wake up until we sleep, 24/7 we are connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah. True.
Even once the MCO is over, even when we go to a mama stall, first thing we ask is password rather than the menu, isn't it?
True. True.
You know,
True.
we are connected to Wi-Fi, but
Yes.
sometimes we don't have time to connect to ourselves.
Yeah. True. True. True.
So if you want to enhance your mental capacity, find time to remain focused and pay attention to distraction. You can't be controlling what is posted in Facebook or your WhatsApp messages or your LinkedIn posts, etc. You can't be controlling, but you and I have a choice. If it's a rubbish, don't allow it.
Right.
I can I share a story about this mental health, Vyasa?
Please.
No,
Please.
no. I'm a student of scripture, Indian scripture called Bhagavad Gita. No,
Okay.
so one of my teacher, Swami Brahmananda Saraswati, about 6-7 years ago, when he introduced the topic related to mental health, he gave a story, a metaphor.
Right.
Where do you live, Vyasa, if you don't mind?
I live in Puchong, Selangor.
Okay. Selangor.
Yeah.
Imagine I come to your house in Puchong and throw rubbish right in front of your door.
Get mad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's dirty, it's filthy. And how
Yeah.
damn Prabha come and throw rubbish in front of ourselves, in my
Yes.
house,
Yes.
But the Swami Brahmananda put it very clearly. When someone throw rubbish, we are very sensitive,
Yes.
but we are paying money in terms of connection, Wi-Fi, and so on, to let rubbish enter our mind.
Yes. Yes.
And just because it's not smelly or dirty, sometimes we let it consume us.
Yeah.
So my suggestion, if anyone wants to improve your mental health, to overcome the adversity and bounce back from setbacks, pay attention to what we are feeding our mind.
Right.
If it's rubbish, put a gate.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be consumed by it.
Okay. What do you mean by putting a gate?
Right. Um, One of the idea is, for example, people can say, I mean, hey, because of COVID, all the business are going to go bankrupt. More people are going to die of economic problem rather than the coronavirus itself.
Right.
Putting a stop means, is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Is that true? Praba, for example, Vyasa, 2 weeks ago, I don't even know what is Zoom. I mean, I'm sorry, I
Okay.
don't even know. There's no requirement for it.
Yes, yes, I understand.
But within 1 week, I have established a virtual classroom. And last week, I successfully conducted a Zoom class. And next week, I'm conducting one more class. By end of the month, one of my clients from Cambodia is actually planning for a Zoom training.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Right?
That's really good news to hear.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sorry. Some business may have not the same opportunity, but what I'm trying to say here is, sit down and grumbling about virus. Corona don't give a damn what we think.
Yeah, true.
What we can do is ask one simple question. Coronavirus is a reality. What option I have and what I can do? If there's a fire, don't go and pour petrol. Sitting down and grumbling is not going to help us to overcome the adversity.
Yeah.
So that is my take in relation to mental health, and focus. And in relation to focus, among the most well-known corporate figure who are known for laser focus is our late Steve Jobs.
Right.
Daniel Goleman, one of his famous book besides EQ was a topic called focus. There, Daniel Goleman emphasized that Steve Jobs is a practitioner of Zen meditation. And meditation is not necessarily a religious practice, yeah? It's a mere tool.
Yes.
So if you want to improve your mental fitness, meditation is a tool. So pay attention to what you are consuming. If it's going to be rubbish, that going to, create, not going to add value in terms of your ability to add value to your organization, stop it, or just consume it as an entertainment, not the main dish. You cannot have papadam as your main dish, A little bit here and there is fine. So pay attention what you are consuming, and then ask your question, is it going to help me in terms of my positivity, in terms of my emotion? If it's going to create more problem, say no to it. You will have choice. Andrew Matthew, one of my favorite author, he wrote many books, but he is basically a cartoonist.
Right.
In one of his famous book called Follow Your Heart rather, an entire page, he draw one tree. I said, hey, what are you trying to tell? Then there was a small caption down there. It read, you are not tree, don't get stuck.
You are not tree.
You are not tree, yeah? You're not Poco. You are not
Right,
tree,
right.
so don't get stuck.
Right.
You see,
Right.
I'm a gardener, my hobby is gardening. I have a lot of trees around here.
Yes.
But if I don't take care of the tree cannot come and complain to me.
Right.
The
Correct.
tree can't even move.
Yes.
But you and I are more than that. We have a choice. I decided to learn virtual learning. Next month, I'll be conducting virtual coaching. And if need to, I need to manage it. It's going to be challenging. I'm
Yeah.
a business owner. I have a
Yeah.
fixed cost. I have a salary to pay, EPF to pay, rental to pay, etc., etc.,
Yes.
etc.
Yes. Yes.
But I have a strong feeling things will become okay.
Right. It starts with that, I suppose.
That's right. That's
Mm.
right.
So what are some of the positive things you say, like, control what comes into your mind, right? And be a, install a gate. So what are some of the positive things that you can actually feed your mind during this time?
Okay. One of the positive things that I do, Vyasa,
Yeah.
I have this, can you read here?
Yeah, the
Uh,
5 minute journal, right?
that's right. This
Okay.
is my daily routine. You know, every day in the morning, the 5 minutes journal says, I am grateful for. So experts like, Dr. Tim, who are sort of promoter of positive psychology with Martin Seligman, first thing is count your blessings. The
Right.
fact that we are alive,
Right.
the fact that we are having a conversation, we have so much for grateful for.
Yeah.
So I am grateful for today is interview with Vyasa actually. you know
I'm grateful for
I'm
that.
great. Yeah, I'm grateful for my family time. Every morning I have tosa with my wife. No, I'm grateful for Akka is well. No, one of my daughter is in London, and every morning, I feel so good when I hear her voice when she's healthy, considering the challenge that people are
Yeah.
facing through in Europe. Yeah. So
Yeah.
my suggestion is, yeah, whether you want to get a book like this or your own simple thing, gratitude. No, bersyukur.
Yeah.
If the only thing we can do, there's so much to be grateful for. And in my case, I've been doing this daily. Even when I'm traveling, this is among the first thing I pack. It become my second nature to count blessing.
Mm. So even that can be a habit.
Yeah, I mean, what is habit, Vyasa? Your thoughts influence your
Yeah.
feelings influence your continuous action become your habit.
Right.
And when collectively a group of people do together, that become culture.
Right. Right.
I'm so happy of Malaysian culture today. You see, there are so many NGOs and individuals who are going out of their way to contribute to people. Now, I come from USM. We have Indian Graduate Association. Within 2 days, we collected almost 30,000 ringgit for donation for those who are struggling. No, so these are the values that and I'm sure NGO and many people are doing great job without talking about it. They are great
Yeah.
souls and
Yes.
they are doing fantastic job.
Yes.
And we are so grateful for our healthcare system compared to US, Europe, Italy, France, Spain. We are amazing. Dr. Noor Hisham is our national hero with all his team and the support system. So
Yeah.
looking at all that, there's so much to be grateful, Vyasa.
Yeah. It's true. That's true. Very true. Very true. I think the way we are managing the whole episode is so much better than a lot of countries out there. Uh, the early action, I think, helped a lot. Okay, so just let me just say hello again to a few more people. Okay, you might just want to just say hello also. So we have Shami. Okay,
Hi,
uh,
hi, Shami.
and then we have Kelly Liu, and then we
Hi,
have,
hello, Kelly.
yeah, okay, and then we have Shanmuga Murthy,
Hi,
Edward
Shan.
Pai. Okay, and then we have Harin Maharaj, uh, Madhu Madhu
Hello, hello,
Vantika.
Madhu. Hi,
Okay, then
Madhu.
we have Prem Kumar, and then we have
Hello.
Shamila Devi, we have Joanne Tay, we have Vivekanandan, and then we have Joanne said that, wow, I want to get that book too, the 5 minute journal.
Just
Okay,
Google for it. Amazon sells, Joanne. Yeah.
okay, and then Munyandi, we have Nehru. Okay,
Hi, hi,
Nehru
Andy
said,
Nero.
okay, and then LinkedIn, we have, let me just see again. We have Sam,
Hello,
uh,
Sam.
Anis, Suganti, One Nurul. One Nurul said that having grit is crucial, and being able to allow your soul to catch up with your body is also crucial. Okay, thank
Thank
you
you
for
very
that.
much, Nurul.
Yeah, very
Thank you
nicely
very
said.
much.
One Nurul, right? And then we have Warman, and then we have GD Naidu said people are always thinking in terms of where shall I get entangled. It's not a question of where you should get entangled. It's a question of where you should get involved. Okay, nicely said.
Fantastic, JD. Beautiful, beautiful. Right. I always enjoy GD's post. A very
Yeah.
wise guy. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Nice to say hello to you.
Okay, so and then Watsala was also from Facebook said hello, right? And Chandran said hello too.
Hi,
Okay,
hi, Vatsala, Chandran, Prem, all my friends. Yep.
all your friends, a lot of your friends are here today to support this, right?
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Saying hello to virtually.
Yeah. So Major Prabha is, by the way, based in Lumut. Okay,
That's right.
so it's wonderful to get together like this and share something that's so important, right? How's your, just share, tell us a little bit about your home in Lumut before we go on to the next 2 points.
Okay. I mean, I live in basically a garden, if I may just show. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, please, please.
This is my garden. You know, and this is my office, an outdoor office. No,
Very
no,
nice, very nice.
no. So right. No. So in live in Lumot, if 10 cars in a row, we call it traffic jam. We'll get a slap in KL.
Oh,
No,
you never get across like that in KL.
right. So I've been here for the last 27 years. When I went into business, some of so-called brand ambassadors advised me, "Hey, why not move to KL? A bigger city." But until COVID, at least, business has been good, thank God, with all the supporters, and life has been good. And now with the virtual training, I see no reason why I need to move anywhere from my home. So I spend
Right.
a lot of time gardening. I do my own fitness. Even with the lockout, I have enough space to do running, my push-ups, my plank, and so on.
For
So
the
thank God.
benefit of everybody, what's your age, Major, if you don't mind?
Oh, I'm 55. Yes, sir. I'm 55.
55, and you're doing all of those. I think there's
Yeah,
no excuse for anybody not to do this, right?
yeah. I just finished 12 kilometers, and I'm supposed to run my half marathon by this year, and by next year, I plan to go for my full marathon.
Oh,
God willing. God willing.
I gotta catch up there. I gotta catch up there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
covered so far. We have covered the mental aspect. We have covered the physical aspect. And what, are there any other aspects in this topic today?
Yeah. One very important dimension is emotional.
Okay.
I enjoyed so much listening to Malarvili a
Okay.
couple of days ago about EQ. I
Yeah.
mean, end of the day is the quality of emotion. If you have all the bank balance and diamond and silver around, but your feeling, you are not emotionally contented. Um, it's time to question what is important.
Right.
No, so I'm glad people like Malarvili and Dr. Daniel Goleman and many other EQ gurus have created the awareness of what is EQ. But we got to remember, Vyasa, and it's a reminder for me, knowing and learning is two different things.
Mm-hmm.
You
What's
know
the
what is
difference?
what is EQ? I can Google, I can academic sometimes we act clever by quoting this, quoting that, referring to this research and rigorousness, validity, reliability, all the statistical tool, and get published in high impact journal, and people think, wow, you are clever.
Right.
But that is knowing. For me, knowing means your Wi-Fi is working.
Right.
No?
Okay.
As simple as Google for it.
Right.
Learning means practicing,
Mm-hmm.
change in behavior. No, my coaching master facilitator Shan, thank you very much. Shan always emphasize being. For example, being a coach, be yourself. Demonstrate your emotional intelligence. So emotional fitness or emotional intelligence in this context is, hey, are you aware of your feeling? Let's say you feel like bengang, you are angry, for example. Before you say the wrong word, are you aware of it?
Mm.
That is self-awareness. People like Malar will say, that is self-awareness. And when we are dealing with other people, is social awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to build resilience, you need to be aware of what is happening within you. And if you are so busy connecting to Wi-Fi and paying attention to how many likes you got your Instagram or who is driving what car, blah, 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 you won't have time for reflection.
Right.
All right. So self-awareness, social awareness. The next one is self-management and relationship management.
Right.
So Dr. Kavi used the word emotional bank account.
Mm-hmm.
During the scarcity, terrible economic adversity, Vyasa, whoever have kept some money, they go to bank online, they have something to withdraw.
Yes.
Whoever have financial challenges, with due respect, everybody will have their own challenges. They won't have anything to withdraw. Withdraw. They
Right.
have to wait for the government's whatever the money when it comes.
Yes.
Same thing with emotional bank account.
Mm.
If you want to have a healthy emotion, you need to invest on relationship. You can't just let it happen.
Mm.
Building trust, being empathic, genuinely paying attention to somebody's interest. We need to invest. That's what we call emotional bank account. When we do
Right.
all the wrong things, we break trust, or we say hurtful things, blah, 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 for whatever reason, that's called withdrawal.
Right.
So when you are doing the right thing or good thing, that is
Depositing.
depositing. When you are doing the wrong thing, it is withdrawal.
Okay.
So if you want to become emotionally fit, you need to ensure your emotional bank account is healthy, Vyasa.
Yeah. Very,
You
very
know?
interesting. Very interesting. The depositing and withdrawals is a nice analogy there.
Yeah, I've been in the business of training for 30 years, and on my own, my business associates, almost 70-80% are friends that we met in 1985.
Wow.
Just before the COVID lockdown, a group of friends of us actually went to USM, and I actually went back to my faculty of education after 35 years, just to show my appreciation to the university. And we went as a friends, and build the relationship. It's not when you are broke, you send a text to borrow money, or you
Yeah.
want to sell insurance or what. At that time, you go and
Right.
say, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
That is fake. It
Right.
won't last.
Right. Right.
No? So in my context, besides building all the emotional skills that Daniel Goleman or Mahler have beautifully said, uh, be aware of your emotional bank account. Don't let it become dry.
Right.
If you're financially broke or what, at least I think the government through Prihatin or whatever packages, they can do something about it. And we have a lot of good souls in Malaysia. Somehow people are willing to help. But when you're emotionally down, that's very challenging.
Yes.
While we are talking about this subject, Vyasa, I need to emphasize here all this building resilience and all the techniques, physical, emotional. and mental that we are talking about, it's only valid for people who are emotionally and psychologically stable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What I'm saying here is, if you find someone who are having emotional challenges that is affecting their day-to-day work, they may be actually having other mental health issues.
Right.
Don't use your training, coaching techniques to help them.
Right.
They need experts, medical experts intervention. It could be
Yes.
clinical psychologists, it could be psychiatrists. But my suggestion is, anybody having, or some of your friends having that kind of challenge, don't sit down and motivate them, seek medical help.
Yeah.
Most of the
True.
medical officers will be able to at least provide a first level diagnosis and follow medical advice.
Mm. Okay, that's a good point, because I think we don't want everybody to start, motivating everybody else without knowing the real issues, right?
That's right. That's right.
Mm.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, yeah, Vyasa. We briefly spoke about fitness. If you don't do anything else, at least go and do your sit ups and push ups.
So there's always talking about that, even though how busy you are. In fact, a lot of people are more busy at this time, uh, you know to juggling work, family, kids, for that, so sometimes I think one of the things in terms of fitness side, I think everyone can do the 5 minute exercise lah, where they do some intense things for 5 minutes, and sooner or later you will realize that you can go on to 6 minutes, you can go on to 8 minutes, and then it goes on to 15 minutes. I
Sure.
know, I started that way because I told myself I'm very busy, but
Ah,
after some time you realize that you can do it. You'll have the time. You have at least 5 minutes in the whole 24 hours for yourself to do something, right? And if you can do
that's
five
good.
minutes, you slowly start doing a little bit more, and and it goes on.
Very well
Uh,
said, Vyasa.
So just let's say hello again to a few more people who have come in and said hello to you. We have
Thanks.
Siva Kumar, who is from LinkedIn, who said, "Hi Vyasa and hi Major. As you said, Major, we should be thankful for everything that we have. In fact, being alive and healthy in this point of time is the most important thing."
Thank you.
Okay. And then we have Vijay Kumar says, "Looks like a resort, Prabha. That's your home."
Hello, Vijay. You're most welcome.
And then one Muhammad Hafiz said, "Thank you for the great sharing." Uh,
Thanks,
and
Hafiz.
then Badri Bob, yeah, I'm sure you know him,
Of
said
course, Bob.
hello.
Hi, Bob.
And then let me just say a little bit, few more from Facebook and YouTube. Uh, okay, Madhurantika said, uh, "Today, internet is part of life. The education system is designed to teach kids to learn using gadgets. How do I draw the line to use the internet in such a way that uh, there's only benefit from it?" Okay, that's a
Hi,
question
hi.
for you.
Yeah, Madhu. I should be asking that question, Madhu. You are the expert there. But but let me share. Yeah? I just, in my opinion at least, learning is not what is in the syllabus, right? As I said, I was born in a rubber estate. Gardening is part of the syllabus, that not in the university, but it gives me so much of pleasure now. So some parents, like my son, never been to kitchen, looking at YouTube, he made some sambar or something. Uh, the whole idea is, first time he's in kitchen and he's edible and all of us are healthy. For me, that was amazing, right? So Madhu, um, my suggestion is, use the internet as a tool, as an enabler, and don't become a victim or over dependent on that. There's not necessary we need to be aware on the latest YouTube or latest channel or artificial intelligence, etc., etc. There's a lot of learning that can happen just through nature. A lot of wise person, Socrates, uh, all those, Aristotle and the Stoic. of the Greek. Yeah, these are the
Yeah.
great thought leaders. No, they were not having internet though. Even Valluvar, no, Bharati, or Vyasa, Veda Vyasa, no, a
Yeah.
Tamil or a Indian Rishi. Yeah? These are all great gurus without internet. No? So my take is use it as a tool, manage it, and don't let that manage us.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay, then a few more. Jaya Shankar said hello. And
Hi,
then
Jaya.
Joanne Tay said quality over quantity. Well said. And then Priya Darshini said, hello, Dr. Praba. Great sharing session. Loving it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Priya.
And then still waiting for your six packs, she said.
Soon, coming.
And then Aruldas said, hi, Doctor. Premala said, good sharing, Dr. Prabha. And Kathleen Fernandez said, Major Prabha, great to hear you sharing, loving all your quotes and free flowing wisdom. Okay.
Thank you very much. We were talking about emotional building network. You know,
Yes.
Arul. He's so formal. He called me Macha most of the time. He was my roommate way back in 1985 when we
Yes.
were first year student.
Yep.
That was 35 years ago. Until today, almost every week we will get in touch.
Wow.
Jaya Shankar, Maniam, Chandran, Prasad. We had a group of friends in USM. We met in 1985.
Right.
Until now, we are in touch.
Wow.
Priya is Arul's daughter. She's so formal now. She all the time she call me uncle. Right. So what I'm saying here is managing emotion is like managing a garden.
Right.
If you just plant a tree and leave it like that, it will become dry seed.
Right.
Or it become. If you want to make it a mini resort, you got to enjoy it.
Yeah. True. True. True.
And I'm enjoying it so much. Thank you.
I can see that. I can see your garden, and I can see you definitely enjoy it. You do your work and all outside your house, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yep. Yes, sir. So yeah, yes, sir. So we have spoke about the physical. We have
Yes.
spoke about mental. We have spoke about emotional.
Right.
And the underpinning of all this is the spiritual.
Mm. Okay.
What does it mean? Yeah. Uh, uh, Let me be very, very realistic. We are not talking about religion.
Okay.
Religion could be a path for spiritual, but there are so many people who create meaning. For example, of our healthcare professionals,
Yeah.
many of them are in the front line even without PPE, personal protective equipment.
Yes. Yes.
They have
Yes.
family like you and me,
Yeah.
but they create meaning out of their job
Right.
and willing to sacrifice.
Okay.
The uncle or auntie who is sweeping the hospital. Previously, you may call them sweeping auntie. Today,
Yes.
they are part of the team who are combating coronavirus.
Yes.
They are not merely auntie who is sweeping. They are our infection control team.
Yes.
People like Mr. To was managing, an organization who is responsible for cleaning services.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Mr. To's relationship with his team workers. It treat them like a family. How I wish, as a country or as a nation or as a government, we pay attention to all these support services and realize we are interdependent. So spiritual intelligence in this case, or spiritual fitness, is someone who know the meaning of the job. So the auntie know, because she does the proper cleaning services, the probability of contacting coronavirus can be reduced.
Right.
Because of they are doing a great job, the doctors who are supposed to do surgery, they know the operation theater is hygiene. Otherwise, you
Yes.
may have the best surgeon in the world. If the hygienic of the hospital is affected, the contamination and all the medical challenges will be worse.
Yes,
So whether
correct.
you are a sweeper, the uncle who is actually cleaning our drainage, if they don't do a good job, dengue will be a major challenge.
Yes.
Flash flood will be a major challenge. So what I'm trying to say in terms of spirituality is someone who find meaning in their job. No, in Indian culture we call that karma yoga. In Malay we say kerja adalah amanah, menunaikan amanah adalah ibadah.
Mm. Yeah,
Kerja adalah amanah, menunaikan amanah adalah ibadah. In
wonderful.
Indian culture, we just say karma yoga.
Yeah,
Work is devotion.
right.
So the spiritual dimension of it is paying attention to find meaning in your job, add value. And when we are adding value and doing meaningful job, we will get a joy. The Stoic thought leaders, they call that eudaimonic happiness. Sorry
Mm.
for a big word.
Right.
Eudaimonic means happiness. Like for example, Dr. Noor Hisham, whenever he see more people are discharged from COVID, you can see the joy in his face. When he said, we are managing COVID well, you can see the joy in the face. That's not because of bonus or additional income, nothing, because he find eudaimonic happiness, happiness that brings higher, deep sense of achievement beyond the sensory of how many handbags, or whether it's a Rolls Royce or Porsche, or what is the amount of stock price you have, etc. I'm not saying money is not important, but there's always something more than that.
Mm.
Someone who is aligned spiritually will appreciate that.
Right.
People who are doing coaching services, some of my coaching friends, Captain Shan and my coaching colleagues, they know when you help someone coaching, and when they smile and they find an aha moment, that is the joy. That kind of joy, we call that eudaimonic. In Tamil, we call that perinbam. Inbam
Mm.
means happiness, perinbam means big happiness.
Right, right.
So if you are spiritually aligned, you can start enjoying that happiness. Yes, sir.
Got it, got it. So it's about finding meaning in what you do, meaning in whatever you're doing right now in your path. Uh, is that what you're saying?
That's right. That's right. Because everybody has a role to play. Life is interdependent. For example, our medical specialists, in order for them to do a great job, they need a supplier who supply, for example, face masks. For example, all the quick equipments. So the lorry driver who is actually supplying it, they are part of the equation. So someone they know, wow, he is adding value.
Right.
Uncle who is, planting trees and bringing food to our table. You can't be eating diamond and gold.
Yeah, true, true.
So when we are spiritually aligned, we will be able to appreciate that no matter how high we are interdependent. When we realize how interdependent we are, we will start respecting other people. We will be demonstrating humility. We know sometimes our position could be high, it's merely responsibility.
Yeah, yeah,
That does not make anyone smaller or anyone less important. In
right.
my opinion, that is demonstration of spiritual intelligence, respect.
Mm, got it. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So it's very nicely said how you said it, and I think the examples you give, uh, they are meaningful examples. All right. So let's see. Okay. Again, Madhur Rantika said, "Thanks a lot. Indeed, nature is the best teacher, which we seem to have forgotten. By the way, I'm self-inviting myself to your beautiful green home." That's from
Anytime,
Madhuri.
Madhu, let me know. And bring laddu.
And then Honey said, unpinning is spiritual. Agreed. Okay. And then
Thanks, Ali.
To Su Pat said, thanks for the acknowledgement, sir. And then let me see. Azitalia Abdul Jabbar said, very inspiring. Thank you. Tosupat
Thank you,
said,
Ajita.
intrinsic motivation. And then Joshua Megan said, great sharing, Major. All right. And
Thanks,
then
Joshua.
Badri said, learning from life experiences. Okay, he shared there. And then
Beautiful.
Sumati said, I just started reading a book on karma yoga. Sumati Krishnan said, okay,
Nice, nice.
interesting. Interesting. Thanks for sharing, everybody. Right. So, Major, what do you think? How, with this current COVID situation, how does all these four factors, right? The mental, emotional, spiritual, and one more is relationship, right?
Physical. Physical.
Physical. Okay. So how does all these factors play a part in the current crisis and what people are facing right now?
Right. Okay. It's interesting. Yeah. My master coach, Captain Shan, even in an international forum, he used the word "sang it." You
Sang
know,
it, yeah.
sang
Okay.
it means you are not straight. Yeah. You
Okay.
know. Right. I love the quote. When we use our Malay language. When your body, mind, spirit is not well aligned, your journey will be affected.
Mm,
So, for example, you may buy a Ferrari, but you don't have at least realization that you need to do alignment of the car tire. Your
mm-hmm.
journey will be affected. So,
Right.
how do we do this? Answering your question, Vyasa, in terms of COVID, let's look at fitness. We
Okay.
wake up in the morning, like what you plan to do, do a little bit of push-ups or sit-ups or whatever that you need to do. Immediately, you are sending a signal. I am precious. I am important.
Right.
And the body will listen to you and they will start sending endorphin.
Right.
Because of that, the possibilities of you having clarity of thoughts will be greater.
Mm,
God willing, that may help you to at least come up with a practical solution. You see, sometimes when we are, let's say because of COVID, you sit down there every day, you are downloading all the problem challenges. Because of that, you don't shave. Because of that, you don't, take care of fitness or take care of nutrition, etc., etc. That means you are already attacked by virus outside. You are self-attacking yourself. If
right.
the enemy called Corona attack you is one thing,
Yeah.
don't attack yourself with your attitude, your worldview. No. So when you take care of your fitness, you are sending, hey, Vyasa is precious.
Mm-hmm.
Even at home, you shave or you take care of yourself well for your
Yeah.
own self. Especially, I got to take this opportunity to share with mothers. Forever they sacrifice for everybody else. Sometimes they don't have time for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear
Like
this a
you
lot.
go, yeah, when you go on flight, yeah, even if you have a baby beside you, wear your face mask first, or rather, wear your mask first.
The oxygen mask, right?
Oxygen mask, not face mask. Sorry, oxygen mask first, because you got to be fit for you to take care of family. So
Very true.
do that. Don't underestimate a small steps. And when we build warship, we call that trim tab. You know, a small part of the ship can move the entire vessel.
Right.
So nothing is small thing. Do what you can. I always tell people, don't let what you cannot do stop you from doing what you can. If you cannot go to your gym, nothing stop you from doing totampi at least. Push-ups at least, sit-ups at least, right? Do that. So once you do that, the benefit is not only for your fitness, you are telling you are precious. Then go into that will help you into your feeling good. Once you are there, pay attention. In my opinion, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. It's genuinely 5 minutes journal. In whatever way, start thinking like what I did. I don't know virtual learning. But now I'm excited about it. Yesterday I was with Captain Shan for a coaching session with some of the friends in Sri Lanka. No, so we had a very interesting discussion room. There's so much virtual learning can do. So once you are mentally clear and you feed your information, I subscribe to online learning. By the way, if any of you want to know more about the subject, Pennsylvania University, no, Doctor, you can just Google for Professor Dr. Martin Seligman. They are offering free online course on managing resilience as part of their CSR for the COVID challenges.
Right.
I just enrolled this morning, actually.
Wow.
So yeah. Pay attention to that. This gave me a bit of time to start reading. Start writing. My book is hopefully thank God is progressing quite well. I've come out with my own website. So there's a lot of activities can be done. So take care of fitness, which will contribute to your emotion. Pay attention to your information, what you want to take, and put a gate. Whichever does not add value, throw away. Only do what adds value.
Right.
And then somehow, whatever you call, there's a source and force behind us. Have the faith.
Right.
I think the guy who is running the universe, whatever you call it, he know what we are doing, what to do. What we can do is stay home, be safe, and pay attention to all the balance between emotional, physical, spiritual, and intellectual or mental. Once we start building this, I have a strong feeling we will become greater. Sometimes everybody likes to stay in a safe place, including me. We were shipbuilders. We always say ship is very safe in the harbor, but that's not what we are building ship for. We need to face the tough sea, and you and I are capable of doing that. Having said that, I got to admit there could be listeners or friends who are struggling for the next meal.
Yes.
We are very sorry for that. All the philosophical word cannot make their family, fulfill their immediate need of food and medicine and shelter. Anything that we can do, we do it.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of
And
people are actually jumping in to help at this point of time. Also, that's the interesting thing that's going on.
definitely, I know there are a lot of people are doing that, and there are a lot of people doing that and not talking about it because they find the joy and opportunity of doing it.
Yeah.
I think for every one people who are doing it, there could be 10 people who are doing it in silence. These are the great souls.
Yes.
And this is the time, we can see the beauty of Malaysian. A Grab driver a couple of days ago gave mask to my son.
Wow.
So my son say, hey, the Pachik, it was so kind. Because the Pachik sort of scolded him like a real uncle and say, jangan keluar dengan mask, tanpa mask. And he gave it.
Wow.
These are, everyday heroes you can see that we need to appreciate.
Yeah.
So that is my take, Vyasa. The balancing between physical, emotional, spiritual, and intellectual. These are all integrated. In the American Army, they call that, these are the integrated solution. Army is very, very fit, but Dr. Seligman is working with the American Army to tell the people, in order for us to build resilience, we need to inculcate the coaching culture. Instead of just, I'm telling you, I sit down and listen to you. In coaching, International Association of Coaching, we call that coaching mastery for engaged listening.
Got it.
When you sincerely listen, you are telling, I appreciate you. And appreciation is oxygen for the soul.
Oh, that's very nicely said. When someone
And many
listens,
people are deprived it.
yeah, you're right. Okay, so we have another question from Hani Razif. Okay, some people do not think that they are strong enough how can we instill this resilience mindset?
Right. Thank you, Hani. I'll be so happy to sit down and learn from Hani. I'm sure she's asking this question for the benefit of other people. Hani is one of the most amazing coach I know. So the whole idea is, I think, in our conversation to them, we don't have to tell them how strong we are, but perhaps if I were you, Vyasa, I will start reminding ourselves, you know, uh, who are the creator. If you and I, who can send aerospace, NASA or build Ferrari, we are so intelligent. The guy who created us must be much, much more intelligent.
Yeah.
In Sanskrit we call that swarubam, our true nature. In Malay we say, sesungguhnya kami menjadikan manusia sebaik-baik kejadian.
Right.
So if someone who do not think they are strong enough, Ani, if I were you, I will have a conversation. I will create. The coaches will know very well in reminding them. Affirming their potential, and start focusing. In the army we call that be the good finders. Let's say if someone say, Pachi, saya tukang sapu je, I will help them to say, Pachi, you are actually part of the infection control team. So the kind of context depend who the person, but I think if we are focused enough, I'm sure we can create some coaching conversation for them to realize it. I think most important is not to tell, but then help them to realize. I think that's what good facilitators or good coaches do.
Okay, so Ani replied with a smile. Okay,
Thanks,
and
Ani.
and Jay Shankar has said oxygen for the soul. Doctor, going back to your chemistry days in USM. Okay,
Of
and
course,
then
Jay Shankar is one of the best chemists in the country.
okay, all right.
Anyone wants acid cleaning services, or anyone who want a hands-on chemist, even in coronavirus time, when he said time, he will be there at least 15 minutes earlier and say he's late. That kind of discipline, that kind of hands-on experience, he is real expert.
Awesome. Okay, then Punita has a question here. How do we talk to millennials? Okay,
That's
interesting.
yeah, Punita. I need to learn that, Punita. I must admit, I don't know. And one of the very, very important skill, some people say, start with beginner's mind.
Okay.
Acknowledge that we don't know, and perhaps start listening. I really don't know, honestly.
Okay, awesome.
If you find, you just share your thoughts, Punita, in my LinkedIn. I'll be happy to learn from that.
Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. Looking forward. In fact, I think we'll have someone speaking about that also on how to work with millennials lah. All right. Uh,
Fantastic.
yeah, they'll be coming up soon. And Square Feet Ganesha, right? Thank you, Vyasa and Dr. Praba. Great session.
Most
Okay.
welcome, Vanisha.
All right. So, yeah. So we are going to finish soon. Major, do you have anything that you'd like to share with everybody before we finish? Okay, yeah. Let me add something first for the benefit of everybody. Major Praba also runs a Train the Trainer program. He's one of the 19 companies that are, licensed to do the Train the Trainer program by HRDF. Okay, let me just add this banner here. If you want to do the Train the Trainers, you can always, look up this website, trainthetrainerhdf.com, right? So, Major, do you have anything that you'd like to share before we finish the show today?
Yeah, once again, Vyasa, it has been a great honor to be in conversation with you and with all my great friends. Let us give credit to one of the great philosopher I know, Valluvar.
Okay.
He says in Tamil, "Katka kasadara, katravai katrapin, நிற்க அதற்கு தக.
Mm-hmm.
What it means here is, whatever you learn thoroughly,
Okay.
learn deeply. Kasadara means deeply. Then behave like a learned person. No? So my suggestion is, perhaps our conversation here, I hope, created an awareness. When we graduated from USM, one of my lecturer friends told, uh, you are not learned person.
Mm-hmm.
Graduation means you have license to start learning effectively.
Mm. Okay, very nicely said.
You know, you are not a learned person after finishing a course. You have license to start learning effectively.
Mm-hmm.
So my humble suggestions to my friends, perhaps our conversation with Vyasa created an awareness that adversity was there, is here, and will be there. You and I are not ordinary species. We are human beings. We are capable to do more than what we think our best. Perhaps this will start for us to realize the body is one of the tool, a gift from the Almighty. Take care of it and feed it with good intellectual diet. And we are always interdependent. Pay attention to build and honor relationship. And finally, life is a project. We born, we will die. In between, that is a scope. Let's make this a meaningful event and meaningful life. So once again, thank you very much. I wish you all the best. If you are interested to do audit of your current state of these 4 stages, just connect me with LinkedIn, or you can contact Vyasa. I'll be happy to share a checklist for the audit. And remember, Google for Dr. Martin Seligman. There is a free course on building resilience available in University of Pennsylvania. I strongly suggest for you to get into it. So once again, Vyasa and all my friends, thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Dr. Praba, Major Dr. Praba. All right, thanks for being with us today. And after this show, just kindly just stay back. Okay, don't exit first.
I'll do
We'll
that.
have a short chat. And for the benefit of everybody, I think on behalf of everybody here, we'd like to just thank Major Dr. Praba here for being here, for sharing so many tips, sharing all the stories and all. Stories are always fun to hear, and then we can remember better, right? Uh, and you can always catch him up at LinkedIn. He's always there in LinkedIn and also in Facebook under Major Dr. Prebagaran Jayaraman. You can check him out. And let me just say hello to Joel Gurpreet Singh. The beauty of this conversation, among others, is the way you articulate your points, Dr. Prabha. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gurmeet.
That's by Joel Gurpreet Singh. And then Murugesan said, fantastic session. Thank you, Vyasa and Dr. Prabha. A lot of takeaways.
Thank
Okay.
you. Most welcome.
And also, just a short message, community message is the Tulips organization, the Tulips movement is also doing a short fundraiser. You can always check out my links, the feed below. We are raising money to feed 100 people for 5 days. All right, because a lot of people are not lucky, right? Like a lot of us here, we are very, very blessed, very lucky. We have money to survive. We have food on the table, and we have a roof. But a lot of people, because they are also doing day-to-day things, they can't sometimes cope up when the income is stopped. All right. So just check out the feed below. All right. You can check out the feed. You can always drop a message to me, or check out the Tulips movement, because they are the ones who are organizing this whole thing. All right. So, Major, thank you again for being here with us all the way from Lumut. We'll see you again sometime in the near future.
Thank you very
All
much,
right.
Vyasa. Thank you again.